controls here will...
My life is pretty sweet.
You're a maid in Fresno.
My sister's a liar, she's selfish, she's ungrateful, and she can't get her life together.
Did I just kill someone?
Is anyone here a doctor?
I'm a doctor.
Whoops.
You killed an Olympian.
Only if you consider hammer throw a sport, which...
You're a sociopath.
You deserve some dignity. Everyone deserves some dignity.
We want $25,000 to get out of this butt crack.
There's no way we can come up with $25K in 3 days.
We're in Fresno.
It's a small town, probably less than 6,000 people max. It's like a farm worker town, so, you know, it's like the seasonal farm labor and stuff. It's a really small town, no high school. It just like has a middle school. You have to go over towards Coalinga to go to high school, but it's definitely, it's like one of those cities where everybody knows everybody. You know? I probably didn't know it then, but probably I was in 4th grade and we had to create a final class project, and I created a whole like poem book just full of just random poems about whatever the hell I was going through in 4th grade. But yeah, that's probably the first thing like constructed like that I put together. That's a good question. Art now, when I was growing up, I think now it's more, I feel like now it's a lot more expressive and more unique, if that makes sense. It's a much more, I mean, as far as here in America, it's a much more open-minded kind of mentality. So America is more accepting of different cultures and, you know, ideas. So it's much, I feel like it's much more definitely expressive and unique with, you know, with the colors and the ideas and just the way, you know, I guess it's coming out. You know, it's all reflective of myself. It's all very personal. Most of what I do has some sort of concept or greater message behind it. So it's all very personal, and I'm learning how to really put my story into, you know, into it and be able to actually resonate with people instead of just regurgitating. Overall, maybe like good ideas. I tend to go back to like the same songs or like the videos a lot. Like I might have seen them 10 times, but I'll go watch it again, just because I know like it kind of makes me feel a certain way or can inspire me a certain way. But I know I can always continue to learn something from it. So, you know, seeing other good ideas and then also being able to kind of connect with them in a way that to say like, oh wow, like I had an idea that maybe was similar to that, and okay, I can't obviously do it the same, you know, but it kind of challenges me to create a great idea, but also be able to put my message and my personal like touch on it, I guess, that's related, you know, to the brand culture Clots and like my entire vision with just everything that, you know, I want to accomplish. As far as artistry, I really look up to Basquiat and Frida Kahlo. They're two of like conceptually some of the best artists I've personally ever kind of studied and, you know, learned a little bit about, but for sure Basquiat and Frida, for sure. Basquiat, I always appreciated his, although it was abstract, it was like, it was real expressionist, like kind of abstract to me. I always appreciated, like, I'm the type I can find like the continuity even in the abstract, you know, so that type of art form has always really, I've always really been drawn to for some reason. I don't understand why, but once I discovered Basquiat, I was like, dang, this guy is one of the best abstract ones. Like, at least, I mean, from what I've from what I've known, you know, because there's been plenty of artists that have come around, but Bosky for that and Frida for her concepts, like the way she does her things is all her paintings are self-portraits, even if she's in it or not. It's all self-portrait of herself. So I always liked her conceptualism with, you know, with how she does her paintings. Like some of them are crazy, some of them are like real simple, but it always had layers and layers, and always had some type concept. You know?
What do you angry about? I don't remember.
Clap.
Nobody will ever know how much I love Diego. I don't want anything to hurt him, nothing to bother him and rob him of the energy he needs for living.
Clap.
A passionate, community-inspired movement spreading love and individuality through peace and culture. So what that kind of entitles is, you know, a passionate movement, something that is genuine and is honest, and spreading love, just, you know, the whole concept of love and individuality, not so much of, you know, me, but the idea of, you know, loving yourself and putting yourself first, and understanding that you still have to, you know, obviously be sympathetic and care for others, but you have to always put yourself first, because you're the last one, you know, puts the head on that pillow. So you have to make sure you love yourself first, and you know, everything else, you know, the world is a reflection of ourselves, so everything else will reflect that. And you know, spreading the whole concept of culture, because I felt like at the time it was something that was being really neglected, and it's something that I learned throughout you know, just school and history classes, that culture is something that is kind of always, everybody throughout history has known how valuable it is, so it's something that not necessarily they're after, but they understand that it's a vulnerability. So certain times that where it's been really downplayed, and you know, people try to erase entire cultures throughout history, and you know, it's something that is kind of lacking here. You know, we don't have no culture that we know we came from. So we're all, you know, America's supposedly a nation of immigrants. So it was something that's just trying to help, you know, not so much help people find their culture, but
preserve the culture.
Preserve it and really take pride in it. Like, because, you know, me growing up, it was like people used to make fun of me for being Mexican. And I grew up, I'm like, what the heck? I love being Mexican. I think, I mean, it wasn't so much to create something that wasn't being made, because I got my inspiration from people like Jewels and like Frank Ocean, you know, those guys who weren't, like Jewels was known for wearing that bandana, you know, and it was, you know, it was something as a creative outlet, but I think it was also something I felt was stylish. I would just make them for myself and wear them like, hey, this is kind of a cool look, you know what I mean? But then I noticed, like, okay, if I really want to make some unique ones, I have to really go out and buy the fabric and cut it and sew it and do all of that. But I think just I don't know, over time though, what I learned is that it was kind of a niche for me. Like you said, like not many people do them. So I had enough people in my ear, and then I was like, okay, well, there aren't really many other brands or individuals that make them as diverse as I do, because there are other brands I've seen make them, but I just finally, when I finally learned kind of what I had with the bandanas, I decided to full force, like, okay, this is gonna be a kind of a staple for the brand, you know what I mean? And it's definitely helped, for sure.
Y'all niggas know me. Santana back. He got the bandana back. You showed up after work, I'm bathing your body. Touch you in places only I know. You're wet and you're warm, just like my bath water. Can we make love before y'all go? Yeah.
I hate Fresno so much. Why'd you come back?
Obviously, because I made a series of poor life decisions.
I thought you were like teaching at that fancy pants school.
I was, but then I got fired because I f***ed a bunch of people.
My sister's back, and I just let her stay at my place. Got her this job. She's still fragile.
I'm a sex addict.
That's a thing? I thought it was like made up by Tiger Woods or something.
I would say one thing I really notice with a lot of artists is they're not sure whether to trust their ideas sometimes. It could be insecurities, it could be lack of support, you know what I mean? It could be just not really sure if it's even tight, you know what I mean? But I would say one really big thing is always create, it sounds cliche, but always really create from your heart. Create from a genuine standpoint and perspective, like to say, I want to make an idea, I want to make a shirt, really put something genuine into it, not for attention, not for, oh, I want to make something that looks like this, or I just want to make some quick money, you know, whatever it is that they're doing, you have to put that genuine effort towards it, you know, a genuine concept or idea, or even if it's not a concept, just be honest about it. Like if you want to paint something, just paint it, you know what I mean? If you want to make some clothes and, you know, get some inspiration and make whatever type of clothes you want to make. And I feel like with taking this kind of, you know, this kind of perspective where you're kind of creating out of just not so much the goodness of your heart, but just creating out of just for the passion of it, you know what I mean? Not to just turn a dollar. I feel like there's a deeper connection there. So I can't say the money will always come, because that would be kind of lying and sugarcoating it, because the money doesn't always come for everybody. You know what I mean? But I feel like if you're doing something that's genuine and you know, like he said, that's second nature. Like I didn't really know I was kind of skilled with writing and having the ear for music until I got older. But once I learned it, I just knew it in my heart that I had a passion for music and art and creating. I just knew it. So I decided to, you know, just follow my instinct, follow my intuition to say, hey, you know, I don't know what making it is, or I don't know if I'm ever gonna have, you know, the millions or whatever, but at least I know that I'm gonna try to make a living off doing what I love to do.
Better do a little practice first, just in case.
Boy, oh boy.
My life.
This him. Hey, yo, you got your thing? Yeah, man, I'm strapped. Let's get in it. It blows my mind to see.
My name is Roberto Cobian, and this is My Sweet 16. My Mexico comes with love and pride, the type of feeling you only feel inside. I mean, if there's one thing you can't deny, is that we've been around since the beginning of time. I ain't lying, Europeans, they've been trying to annihilate my culture and leave us without a dime. I ain't lying, genocide of everything, and their path is a white person's mind. They try to tell me that I came from the gutter, But it's no wonder that they always stutter when telling that lie. Come from a bloodline of Aztecas who left it all on the line for our culture, to keep it from the vultures. It is the most important thing. As Samuel H, he wrote it. So now I quote it, but don't quote me. I'm just manifesting my own destiny. God damn it, I sound like one of them now. But don't judge me, I'm just living in the right now. That's how they taught us. No soy hispano, latino. Yo soy un mexicano, chicano. So if you don't like the station, then just change the channel, cause I'm exposing everyone that's lied to me to this point. And yes, I wrote this song just to prove a point.
Watch a porn once in a while.
Aren't most of those women slaves? They put them in a box and ship them
No,
over.
those are the manicures.